The fastest production street legal motorcycle is about to hit the markets, but unless your group chat is full of lap times and tire pressures, you probably don't even know it exists. Now imagine the R1 packed its bags, moved over to Italy, got overly passionate and started yelling with its hands, came back sounding more Italian, turning sharper, and acting like it's too good for track days with the boys. So in this video, we're diving into everything you need to know about the 2025 Aprilia RSV4 Factory, from the updated tech and design changes to how it stacks up against the Panigale V4S and the S1000RR. We'll cover the performance quirks, pricing, and the kind of rider this beast is actually built for. This video is short, sharp, and straight to the point. But if you enjoy it, please consider subscribing, drop a comment down below if you want to see more content like this. Now, before we get into the juicy updates, let's talk about the Aprilia for just 1 second, because this isn't your everyday brand. Aprilia doesn't build bikes to win showroom battles or dominate the social media algorithms. It builds them to dominate apexes. This is a brand with racing baked into its DNA, over 50 world championships, decades in MotoGP, and a stubborn obsession with rider feedback over digital fluff. They're not here to slap on every sensor just to flex. Every system has a purpose. Every part has a feel. The RSV4 isn't a spec sheet monster. It's a connection machine. And if you know, which is why this video isn't sponsored. It's a bike that I fell in love with the moment I heard it scream past me on the highway. The sound, the power, the fact that this thing is made for track makes it, for me, a very desirable bike. A bike that I'm actually considering purchasing myself. Let's start at the heart of it, the engine. It runs the same race-bred 1099cc V4 we've come to love, refined for 2025 with internal tweaks and ECU updates to meet new emission standards. The stock pipe, I'm sure it's going to sound like it's been gagged. Euro 5 Plus laws have basically turned most exhaust notes into polite coughs. But throw in a proper exhaust, retune it, and that V4 will wake up loud, raw, and unapologetic, exactly how it was meant to be. It goes from, excuse me, to, I hope your car alarm wasn't that sensitive. But it's not just the motor that got love. Aprilia didn't throw out the blueprint, they hit it with race files. The 2025 model adds twin-layer winglets tucked under the windscreen for more downforce and 6% less drag than the previous version. It's sleeker, more stable, and better at keeping the front planted when you're hammering out of a corner. They say the winglets reduce lift, but let's be honest, they mainly reduce the chances of accidentally pulling at 12 o'clock on a 40k Superbike. The tripper clamp is lighter. The TFT dash now has a cleaner layout and a proper fuel gauge and backlit controls. It's small stuff, but it adds up. All that aero keeps things planted, but the suspension. That's where Aprilia made a choice that might surprise some people. While Ducati's Panigale V4S and BMW's S1000RR have moved to the Öhlins Smart EC 3.0, Aprilia stuck with EC 2.0, and that's intentional, because the 2.0 system already works exceptionally well. Aprilia's chassis is one of the most dialed in on the market. The benefit of the 3.0 would be marginal for most riders, especially off the race grid. It also helps manage cost. Aprilia prioritizes real-world performance over flashy upgrades. Integrations with the current APRC Aprilia Performance Ride Control system is already tight, meaning the Smart EC 2.0 suspension is deeply embedded into how the bike's electronics communicate and respond to rider inputs. Moving to the EC 3.0 wouldn't be a simple upgrade. It would likely require reworking ECU, software calibration, and sensor mapping to maintain same responsiveness and stability. And when you already have a setup that already works, adding more complexity could risk disrupting the balance Aprilia is known for. Look, it's like this. Everyone else showed up with the newest smartwatch. Aprilia brought a well-worn racing chronograph and said, beat me on the lap time, then we'll talk. Speaking of tech, let's talk electronics. You still get the rider aids, traction control, wheelie control, engine braking, cornering ABS, plus a refined APRC suit that's more adaptive and predictable. And all that speed needs to stop fast. You're now getting Brembo's latest Hypure calipers. Ducati's running the same ones on the V4S, while the BMW stuck with Nissans on the S1000RR. From experience, these Hypures have serious bite. They're lighter than the Stylammers and offer a great feel and stopping power, especially when you're hard on the brakes lap after lap. The Nissans on the Beamer are good until you try the Hypures and start questioning your life choices. Now, all of that is impressive, but what does it actually feel like? If it's anything like the 2024 RSV4 Factory, we can expect the 25 model to offer a balanced and exhilarating riding experience. The previous version was known for its strong mid-range power, linear throttle response, and chassis stability, even when you push hard into the corner. corners. Despite its weight, it's handled like a much lighter bike, delivering power in a way that feels both controllable and thrilling. If Aprilia keep that formula intact, the new RSV4 should continue to deliver the same rider-focused performance, but don't expect comfort. The ergonomics are aggressive. Low clip-ons, high resets. The seat tells you that this isn't for the average weekend cruiser, unless your idea of a casual Sunday ride includes dislocating a hip while chasing apexes. Now let's talk price. Priced at around about 25,000 USD, the RSV4 Factory still undercuts the Ducati Panigale V4S with forged wheels, magnesium engine cases, carbon winglets, the iconic V4 soundtrack. You're getting a lot of bike for the price. It's like paying for first class, but instead of champagnes and recliners, you get forged wheels and a V4 soundtrack in your chest cavity. But here's what the price doesn't tell you. Aprilia's dealer network isn't as wide as the big four. Depending on where you live, servicing and parts might be longer. But if you're buying this bike, chances are you know what you're getting into. Think of it like dating someone exotic. Might take a little longer to understand, but when it clicks, it's fireworks. This isn't about convenience, it's about connection. And once you're in, it's a loyalty few brands can match. So yeah, it's not for everyone. But if you're ever throwing a leg over a bike like this, you'll know exactly who Aprilia built it for. It's not for beginners. It's not for keyboard racers chasing spec sheets. This is for a rider who wants to feel every input, carve every apex, and come back with a heart rate that still hasn't dropped. The RSV4 Factory doesn't beg for attention. It earns respect, and that's what I love about it. And if you get it, you'll know exactly why it's special. All right, so listen, if you made it to this part of the video, hit that subscribe button. Drop down into the comments below what bike you want to see next, because I want to do this as a series. I'm not even sure what to call it, so maybe let's come up with a name.